Let's see if this actually works. I'm curious. I'll probably get copyright strikes, but this channel is doesn't make money anyways. Okay, hello and welcome to the Democratic debates. You guys said that you wanted to watch it together, so now we're watching it together. Now, let me say, Biden is on a roll here, but Bernie was just talking about canceling all student debt. And that's why right before the elections, I'm going to take out a ton of student loans, because where could it go wrong? You can just pay them back instantly if Bernie isn't elected, and if he is, I get free money. Great idea. Big brain moment. Big brain moment. We all need the big brain moments. Are you far right? Nah, I'd consider myself in the middle. But these people are far left. Let me increase my size so that I don't get copyright striked. There we go. This is so exciting. Okay, we've got Mr. Castro. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing is we already pay more money than like any other country on education. We just suck at it. We suck at putting money into things. We put a lot of money into things and we don't get much out. That is not a myth. My cousin went to a charter school and his school was absolutely insane compared to my school. How could you even make that claim? Charter schools are literally privately funded. They can have like professor level people teaching at them because they're able to pay more money for them. I want to hear this. Can you guys not hear the video? Oh, you can't. Oh, I never fixed that. Oh God. Oh, 1 second. You should. Now you can. Oh, shoot, that means my City Skylines video didn't have sound either. Whoops.
I think I'm the only person on the stage, even though I had no
Whoopsies.
authority as mayor to run a school system, I stepped up and took responsibility for our schools. And we produced results. A lot of folks here talking about raising teacher salary. We actually did it in Newark, New Jersey. And we didn't stop there. We closed poor performing charter schools.
So this is Spartacus.
High performing charter schools. We were a city that said we need to find local solutions that work for our community. The results speak for themselves. We're now the #1 city in America for beat the odds schools, from high poverty to high performance.
But are you the #1 city in America in general? Come on, guys. Nobody can beat Atlantis. The elites are hiding it from us. Hashtag demand Atlantis. We want it back.
Overtly racist policies, not 400 years ago, just in my lifetime, that we're redlining communities, disinvesting in communities. And more than just that, my kids are not only struggling with racial segregation and housing and the challenges of underfunded schools, but they're also struggling with environmental injustice.
Okay, before we talk about environmental injustice, my school literally ran out of paper. We had a shortage of paper because it wasn't in the budget. Yes, there's a budget issue. Is it necessarily a racist? No, there's just no money. We spend all of it. All the schools do it. We're bad. We're bad with money. We're bad with money, and that's why the government sucks, because we're terrible at making sure that money's used for what it's supposed to be used for.
Thank you, Lindsay. One final question coming up. We'll be right back.
Allocating money is like the only thing these people are paid to do. They're paid to tell other people to do work, and they can't even do that right. They can throw thousands of dollars at people and be like, just do one thing. and then they'll somehow manage to forget to buy paper for a school. It's sad. Honestly, if I had... Can you increase the volume of the debate? Yes, I can. 1 second. If I had the job that these people had, and I did as bad of a job, then I would be out of a job. I can promise you that. But for some reason, politicians are like, trillions of dollars, whoops, we lost it. No paper for the school children. And everyone's like, oh, it's okay. We understand. Mistakes happen. And this has always happened. This isn't a Trump thing. This isn't a Republican thing. It's not even a Democrat thing. Government's just bad at handling money because there's so many levels of people that let's say the average government, you have like 10 levels of administration. If each person misallocated $10, by the time it gets to the last person, you misallocated $100. There's too many people doing too much stuff. It gets horribly inefficient.
Together with you. Imagine that.
Which is why one of the things that
makes it such a good morning, America.
How hard is it to run an audit? They won't run an audit. There was actually a suggestion to run an audit on like the military and stuff, and literally everyone was like, no, that would be terrible. And it's like, we should run audits. We should. I agree. But you know why they don't? Because it would show all of the things that they're doing incorrect. So many things. It's like the whole Planned Parenthood is sponsored. Okay, so Planned Parenthood is funded by the government, and Planned Parenthood funds the Democrat campaign. So that money is literally going in a circle, but you're allowed to do that. Same thing with NRA and stuff. You're allowed to have the... Actually, the government doesn't fund the NRA, so I'm incorrect there. But there's programs, there's lobbyists that get money from the government, and then they invest it back into their favorite party. That's your money. Your money is being used to pay off your own politicians.
Contributor, Democracy for America Chairwoman Yvette Simpson. Great to see you, Yvette. So we were talking before the debate about your expectations and who's having the best night so far.
Because of the Georgia Constitution, the state cannot be in debt. I think that every state should have this.
I think talking directly to Trump, which is
yeah, my state. Wait, Georgia's in debt. Maybe they say that they can't technically be in debt, but 1 second.
Impressed with this field, and I think what we're seeing is people shine on issues.
I am not impressed. I am not impressed at all.
You're seeing, Biden and
let's see. So here's our U.S. national debt clock.
He got tripped up a bit. He's finding his way back.
Great.
You see Warren,
fantastic. I'm somewhere in here.
Doing their thing,
state debt clock.
Medicare for all.
Georgia.
We got to go here. I got to ask you about Julian Castro.
Oh, 63 billion. Not that bad, but let's look at
I don't think
Connecticut.
it's fair. I mean, we are preparing for someone who's going to take on Trump. Trump is not going to be nice.
Ooh, 52. I'm in less debt. But we're building tolls.
And to say to him,
it's probably because of our taxes, honestly.
That is a fair, assessment. I'm all about civility.
Well, that is important.
This is our test for the real competitor.
Without credit
Trump is
and
not
debt.
Gonna be nice. He is going to come
because
after our nominee.
okay, the simplest way to explain the economy is one person's spending is another person's income. So if I take out $1,000 in credit card debt, I'm spending that $1,000, and then that $1,000 is going to someone else, and then they're going to spend that $1,000 in something that'll go back into my income at some point. So even though I took out $1,000 in debt, it's pulled everyone else's incomes up. That's why there's such a bubble of money, because when you take out credit, you're pulling everyone's income up, and everyone has credit. There's like 100 times more credit than there is money in the world, and like 90% of the money you're giving to people is just credit from someone else. It's insane, but the debt is important. It is very important.
The city of Houston, and an even bigger deal for Texas Southern University. I do want to go to a couple of students here. Tell me, what is the #1 issue that really matters to you in this election?
Education.
Gun control.
Student loans.
And that is one of the ones that we've really been hearing a lot of here. A lot of students very interested.
The students are interested in
student
student
loans. To say
loans.
when it comes to student loan
What?
That's obviously very important.
Of course, ABC. Nobody would have expected it.
All right, Pugilodia with our friends at KTRK. You're tracking the student response.
The students are concerned about education and student
We're in the home
loans.
stretch here as the moderators prepare to take their stations. Stay with
Big big
this
brain
here.
moment.
At
Why
ABC News
did
Live
they even
continuing
ask
coverage.
these
We'll get
questions?
back to the debate right now.
Okay, Mr. Mouse, what are your thoughts on the cheese crisis? Do you think that we should ban cheese? Come
And
on.
we are back now for a final
It's
round
such
of
low-hanging
questions. One
fruit.
question for each candidate. We're going to go in reverse order from the opening statement. And candidates, the question is on the quality of resilience.
Ooh.
No president can succeed without resilience. Every president confronts crises.
Well, Trump did
defeats,
prove
and
resilience.
mistakes. So I want to
Like
ask
him or
each of
hate
you,
him,
what's
he
the
was a
most
resilient
significant
guy.
professional setback you've had to face?
Ooh.
How did you recover from it?
Kamala
And
would
what
have
did
a
you
lot to
learn
talk
from it?
about. Joe
Vice
Biden
President
is
Biden.
currently in his biggest setback.
I never counted any professional setback I have as a serious setback.
Oh, this
There's
is going to get
things that are
sad.
important, things that are unimportant.
Are they chanting against this poor man? If you know the story behind Biden,
Now, just 1 minute.
he was about to talk about like his son dying of brain cancer, and these brain-dead Democrats. Oh my God, they're so. Even I
Senator
was
Biden, we'll
shutting
start
up
the clock
for
again.
him. Even I was shutting up because that's sad. That's just sad. He's talking about his personal struggles. Oh my, you guys, this is so bad. No, this is a train wreck. Stop. Have some morality.
We're sorry. Go ahead.
Oh my God, that poor man.
There's
I feel
setbacks
so
and there's
bad.
setbacks. And
Oh,
I think the most
Oh,
critical
God.
setback that can occur to anyone is to lose. Well, my dad had an expression. He said, "Joey, it's not a question of succeeding whether you get knocked down; it's how quickly you get up." And,
That's
and he
horrible.
used to say, never explain. and
are
never
they
complain."
really that brain dead?
And then go on to say that the only obligation that really matters, the most important thing, is family. And so I was raised to believe that that was the center of everything, family.
You see,
And
I
could be
respect
judged on
Biden
based
for
how you
this.
treat your family and how you went from there. And it took, Kierkegaard said, faith sees best in the dark. Right after I got elected, my wife and daughter were killed in an automobile accident, and my two sons are badly injured. And I just been elected, not
Oh,
sworn
was it
in.
not brain cancer for
And
you?
I lost my faith for a while. I came back.
Oh, it
And
was a
then
car
later
crash.
when
I'm
my
sorry, I
son
got
Bo
that
came home from
confused.
Iraq and
Apologies.
with a terminal disease, and a year and a half later, losing him was like
Oh,
losing
never
part of
mind.
my
Nope,
soul.
I was
But
right.
The fact is
Okay,
that
so he lost
I
a lot of
learned that
people.
The way you deal with it
That's
is
why
you do finding
chanting in
purpose.
at that
Purpose in
point,
what you do.
that was so messed
And
up. I don't know
that's
why they would
why
do
I
that.
hope-
This guy has been through so
hope he's
much.
proud
I
of me
can
today because he wanted to make
understand
sure I didn't run for
why
president, but I stayed
Biden,
engaged. Because
like,
when you get hit
the
badly,
struggle.
whether you're losing a job or you're raising a
The,
family,
I
like
actually
my dad,
respect
where
Biden
you
because
have
of
to
that.
make
Him
that longest
standing
walk
up there
the
after
stairs to
losing
tell
so
your
much
kid you can't
family,
live here
so
anymore.
close to each
Dad
other,
lost his
that
job.
takes
We've
strength.
all went through that
And all
in
these
some form or another.
college kids
It
are up
just takes-
chanting.
It just, for me, the way I've dealt with it is finding purpose. And my
Oof.
purpose is do what I've always tried to do and stay engaged in public policy. But there's a lot of people that through a lot worse than I have, get up every single morning, put their feet one foot in front of another without the help I had. They're real heroes out there. Some
Thank
real
you, Mr.
heroes.
Vice President.
See, that's the
Senator
thing about Biden. Like, I don't think he'd be a good president, but I do think he's a good guy, and I think he's been through a
I mentioned
lot.
earlier, I've known
Hate
what
easy
I wanted
films.
to be since second grade. I wanted to be a public school teacher.
That's not
and
cliche
I
at all.
invested early. I used to line my dollies up and teach
Oh.
school. I had a reputation
That
for being
isn't
tough but
very
fair.
feminist of you.
By the time I graduated
Dolls?
from high school, my
Ugh.
family didn't have money for a college application, much less to send me off to 4 years at a university.
You lied about your nationality to get into
And my
university.
story,
We
like a
already
lot
know
of stories,
that.
has a lot of twists and turns.
She
Got a
put herself down as
scholarship,
Native
and
American when she got
19,
into
got
Harvard.
Married, dropped out of school,
She-
took a minimum wage job, thought my dream was over.
Oh my
I got
God.
a chance down the road at the University of
Warren
Houston.
was like the most set up.
And I made it as
the
a special
most.
needs teacher. I still remember that first year.
I
as a
hate it when
special
people
needs
who are
teacher.
set
I can
up
tell
for
you what those
life
babies
act
looked
like they
I
had struggle.
4 to 6 year olds.
Liars, cheaters, rich families.
Pregnant. And back in the
Oh,
day,
I wanted to be
that meant that the
president. It was
principal
such a
said
hard
to
run.
me, wished me luck and hired someone else for the job. So there I am. I'm at home. I got a baby. I can't have a job. What am I going to do?
Take care of
Here's
the baby.
resilience. I said, I'll go to law school.
Ah, okay, got it.
And the consequence was
Good for her.
I practiced law for about 45 minutes, and then went back
45?
to my first love, which is teaching. But it let me get into fights. It gave me new tools. And the reason I'm standing here today is because I got back up, I fought back, I know what's broken, I want to be in the fight to fix it in America.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. Well, clearly, she had a terrible life and was so
growing up in a rent-controlled apartment in Brooklyn, New York, the son of an immigrant who came to this country.
Bernie, you do realize that rent controls are a bad thing?
Professional resilience means to be
No?
judged.
Okay.
Running for U.S. Senate in Vermont and getting 1% of the vote. Running for governor and getting 2% of the vote. Finally becoming mayor of Burlington, Vermont with 10-vote margin.
Good job, Bernie.
What resilience means to me is that throughout my political career, I have taken
He
on
has always
virtually
been a communist,
every
though. You have to respect him for that. He's been
special
consistent.
interest in
He
this
went on his
country.
honeymoon
Whether
in
it
the
is Wall Street,
USSR. Yeah, the
whether
USSR.
it is
That's
the
pretty
insurance
intense.
industry, whether it is the pharmaceutical industry whose corruption and greed is killing people today.
Bernie, you want to remind these people how many
whether
houses
it
you
is
have?
a military
Is it
industrial
one?
complex
No.
or a
Is it
prison
2?
industrial
No.
complex.
Is it
And
3?
I feel confident
Bernie,
that
why do you
given a
need 3
lifelong
houses when the
record
poor could be using one of
taking on
those?
powerful
Come on,
special
Bernie.
interests, of standing up
We
for
gotta
the working
take on the
families
rich.
of this country, that I will be able to take on the greed and corruption of the corporate elite and create a government and an
Bernie
economy
is like Biden,
that
except
work
he
for
hasn't
all
been
of
through
us,
any of the
not just
struggle,
the
and he's
1%.
way more angry.
Thank you, Senator Sanders.
Like, I can't get over how angry the guy.
Senator
Like, he
Harris.
used to be calm. Now he's angry.
You know, every office I've run for, whether it be district attorney or attorney general, I was told each time, it can't be done. They said, nobody like you has done it before. Nobody is ready for you. When
Obama
I
did
ran
become
for
president.
DA, I won and became the first black woman elected DA in a state.
Not
of
calling
49
Obama a woman.
people
I'm just
in San
saying
Francisco.
greater things
When
have been
I ran for
accomplished
Attorney
by
General of
minority
California,
figures.
I was
Actually,
elected,
one there's
'cause
this
I
guy
didn't
named like
listen.
Martin Luther King.
And
He
I
was
the
pretty
only,
successful.
Black elected attorney general in the state, in the country. And each time people would say, it's not your time, it's not your turn, it's going to be too difficult, they're not ready for you. And I didn't listen, and a part of it probably comes from the fact that I was raised by a mother who said many things that were life lessons for me, including don't you ever let anybody tell you who you are. You tell them who you
You
are.
are Kamala Harris. Got him.
And when I look around the town halls that we do in this race for president of the United States, and I
God,
look
that
at
climate town hall, the 7-hour long one where you
meetings
talked
that we
about
do in the
environmental
community meetings,
racism.
and I see these little girls and boys, sometimes even brought by their fathers, and they bring them to me, and I talk to them during these events, and they smile, and they're full of joy, and their fathers tell them, see, don't you ever listen and let anybody ever tell you what you can or cannot be. You have to believe in what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Yeah, but you're
Senator
the one
Harris,
who's
thank you
saying
very
that
much.
the
Mayor
world's
Buttigieg.
going to end. I'm the positive one here. I'm like, let's all
it's,
chill out. And you're all like,
military officers
end of the
serving under Don't Ask,
world.
Don't Tell. And as an elected official in the state of Indiana, when Mike Pence was governor, at a certain point, when it came to professional setbacks, I had to wonder whether just acknowledging who I was going to be the ultimate career-ending professional setback.
So right now what
I
we've
came
got
back from the
is none of
deployment
them are
and realized
talking
that
about
You only get to live
professional
one
setbacks.
life,
They're
and
all
I
talking
was
about
not interested
who is the
in
biggest,
not knowing what
the
it was
biggest
like
minority
to be
in the
love
room.
any longer. So I just came
Kamala
out.
Harris is like,
I had no
I had a
idea
hard
what kind of
time.
professional
I was a
setback it
black
would be,
woman.
especially 'cause
And then
inconveniently,
we've
it
got
was an
Pete,
election
who's
year
like, I was
in
gay,
my
and Mike Pence was
socially
governor.
conservative community.
But the issue
What
is,
happened
every
was
time they
that
do this,
when I
they're
trusted voters to judge me
backing
based on the
Bernie,
job
and
that
they're
I did for them,
backing poor
they
Joe
decided to
Biden into
trust
a
me
wall
and reelected
because
me
the
with 80%
Democrats
of
are
the
like,
vote.
we can't have another white man
And
in
what I
office.
learned was that
Old white man,
trust can
and
be
then Bernie
that
and Biden are just
part
like,
of how you can win and deserve
hello,
to win is
I'm
to
here.
know what's worth more to you than winning?
Oh.
And I think that's what we need.
When do we get to policy? They don't talk about policy. They talk about dreams.
What we are about.
They talk about. They say what the people want to hear.
Any of us up here.
Let's make everyone legal. Immigration is good.
Even though it's
yes,
hard to
some
talk of
diversity is
some
great
days.
because it
It's
expands our ideas. It
their
expands the
A
amount
kid wondering
of
if we're
different
actually
viewpoints we
going to
have
make
at a
their schools
problem.
safe when they've learned
However,
active shooter
that
drills
doesn't
before
mean
they've
allow
learned to read.
unlimited amounts
A
of people
generation
into a
wondering whether we
country.
will actually get the
That's not
job
the
done
same thing.
on climate change. And if we hold to that, then it doesn't matter what happens to each of us professionally. Together, we will win a better era for our country.
Mayor Buttigieg, thank you. Mr. Yang.
I was an unhappy lawyer for 5 whole
Just to let
months
you know,
when I left to
Mr.
start a
Yang
business.
earlier in the
And I'm
debate
gonna
said,
share with you all one of the
I am
secrets to
Asian,
entrepreneurship.
so I know
If
a
you
lot
wanna
of
start something,
doctors.
tell everyone you know you're going
Probably
to do
the
it.
funniest line in
And
the
then you don't have
entire
a choice.
thing.
You put your heart and soul into it, and even though I did
Or
that,
there
my company
was,
flopped, had its mini rise and maximum
I think it was
fall,
Kamala
lost
Harris,
investors hundreds of thousands of dollars,
and she
still
said,
owed $100,000 in school debt.
what did she say?
My
She
parents
said,
still told
we
people I was
need
a
the
lawyer.
immigrants
Yes,
to
it was a
work in the
little easier.
fields.
So I remember
It's like, that's the most
lying
racist
on my
thing you
floor
could have
looking
said.
up, wondering
How
to
do
come to
you
this.
sound like the good person
Eventually, I picked
suggesting
myself
that
back up.
immigrants should
I
be
kept
working in fields?
small growth companies for another 10 years.
Are
and eventually
you
had some
blind?
Success.
Can you
And
not
after
hear
I did have
yourself?
some success, I still remembered how hard it was, how isolating it was, how it feels like your friends no longer want to spend time with you. And so I spent 7 years starting and running a nonprofit that helped train young entrepreneurs around the country.
Good, good.
Including Sean Wen, who's here in the audience tonight, who
That's
left
good.
who
Let's
left
go.
his
Let's go,
gilded
Yang.
Wall Street job to become a food entrepreneur in San Antonio. Sean,
See,
I
that's
hope I made
good.
the process a
I
little bit easier
respect
for you
that.
than
I
it
will
was for
always,
me.
I will
But the
always, I'm not
goal
going to be
of
one of
my
those channels
campaign
that
is to
just
make this an
constantly
economy that
rag
allows us to live
on the
our
candidates.
human values
I
and
will
aspirations.
respect parts of their platforms,
you.
and that's
Thank
what I
you, Mr.
respect
Yang.
about Yang.
Senator Booker.
Entrepreneurship. I have a pin on my backpack that
So,
says
my biggest
entrepreneurs are
professional
more
setback
efficient
is
than
embarrassing
government,
'cause a
and
lot of
it's
folks know
true.
about it. I, with a bunch of tenant leaders in Newark, New Jersey in 2002, took on the political machine, and boy, did they fight back. I had tires on my car slashed, our campaign offices were broken into, my phones were tapped. It became a spectacle, and we lost that election. And here's a bit of advice to everybody.
I'm sorry, I
If you're gonna
can't
have a
take Corey
spectacular
seriously
failure,
after the
have a documentary
Spartacus
team there to
thing.
capture it, because it made for an Oscar-nominated documentary called Street Fight. But then, unfortunately, another setback, it lost in the Oscars to a movie called March of the Dagnab Penguins, for crying out loud. The people in my community, living in the projects, told me, don't give up on the people, and the people won't give up on you. Create
But the
bigger
people
and
have
bolder
already
coalitions,
given
and
up
you're
on
gonna
you.
win. And you know what? We came
Corey,
back
you were
4 years
never a
later
serious
and
candidate in
won
the first place.
largest
Don't pretend you
lopsided
are.
victory
What
in
are you
our
polling at?
city's
Like 2%?
history. But more than that, the lesson was
Cory
there.
Booker
We didn't give up. We were taking
polling
on America's toughest problems, from
percentage.
crime to poverty, and we transformed our city, creating tens of thousands of new jobs, the biggest economic expansion in our city, and as I said before, turned around our school system. There's more work to do, but I
Why
haven't given
is
up
there
on the
no
people.
article?
I still live
Oh,
in that
read
community.
more.
But this is the big lesson.
What are you at?
My staff and my friends and my community told me, if you want to go fast, you may have won the mayor's race, but that's not what life is about. There's an old African saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
Point being, this man's a
The lesson I
joke.
learned of resilience is to trust people, because the power of the people is always greater than the people in power.
So
And the
many of
test
them are
America
suggesting
right
that
now,
the credit card
it's not a
companies take
referendum
action,
on
and I
Donald
think
Trump,
that
it's a referendum
I
on us and
actually,
who we are
I'm
and who we're gonna
sorry,
be together.
I believe
We
that
need
payment
to use
processors
this
should
moment in
have
history
no
to
right to
unite
tell you
in
what you can
common
buy and
cause
can't buy.
and common
Nope.
purpose, and
If
then
you're a
there's
payment
nothing
processor,
we
it's like
can't do
how I think
together
that Twitter
as
and
a nation.
Facebook should
Senator
have to
Booker, thank you.
post everything that's
Congressman
legal or nothing,
George.
or will
Everything that
be
I've
responsible
learned
for what's on their
about
platform.
Resilience, I've learned from
These people want
my
the best of
hometown
both. They
El
want
Paso,
control.
Texas.
They want to be able to say, if
In
you're a Republican,
the
we
face
can
of this
shut off your
act
credit
of
card.
terror
Dab.
that was
And
directed
it's like,
at
no,
our community
no.
in large part
That's
by
not, that's
the
not
President
good.
of the United States that killed
That is
22
fascism.
people and injured
Oh,
many
God.
more. We were
Stop
not
blaming
defeated by
Trump
that,
for
nor were
things.
we defined by that. The very thing that drew that killer to us is the very thing that helps us set the example for the rest of this country. We don't see
This is
our differences
Beta
as
who
disqualifying
decided to start
or
swearing
dangerous. We see
swears
them as
every 4 words to
foundational to our
try to
success
get
to our
He's trying to
strength,
pull a Trump.
and to our security.
He's trying to
and
act
to our
like he's
safety.
really like
Yesterday,
not
I was
establishment
visiting with
anymore.
one of those victims. He's the
He
head
lost
coach
to
of
Ted
the Fusion.
Cruz.
This
Let's
is
not
a
forget that.
girls' soccer
This
team
man
of 10
didn't
and
even
11-year-old
win
girls.
his own
His name
election,
is Luis. He was
and now
shot
he's running
in
for
the legs
president.
multiple times. He was shot in
Ted
the side
Cruz,
multiple
that
times.
man,
He's still
that
healing
man
from
beat
his
him.
wounds in the hospital, but from
Like,
his hospital bed,
come
he's
on.
still trying to coach the Fusion girls soccer team.
Come on.
Memo, his co-coach, is still fighting for his life right now at Del Sol Hospital. Those two
And I
men,
do feel
Jessica
for
and
those
Marcella,
victims.
their
It's
wives,
terrible what
they
happened.
exemplify
It
resilience
is
to
absolutely
me.
horrible, and we
when
need to
end
fix
this
the mental
scourge
health problems
of
that are
gun
causing this
violence
to happen in the
country,
first place.
when we finally
But
confront the
as you see
racism
in
that
London,
exists in
banning
America,
guns isn't
when we're
going to
defined
stop
not by
people
our
from doing
fears, but
stupid
instead by our
things.
aspirations and our
It's
ambitions,
arguably
it will
easier to
be
kill
in
people
large
with a
part,
bomb
I
than
think,
guns.
thanks to the example that El Paso has set.
Congressman,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
If
Senator
you really
Klobuchar.
want to go out of your way, you can do it. It's
My
it's a
challenges
control
and
thing.
resilience have brought me up here. I grew up with a dad who struggled with alcoholism his whole life, and after his third DWI, he had a choice
Oh
between
God, don't
jail
blame video games. Stop
and
it.
treatment. He chose treatment with his faith, with his friends, with our
You
family.
know what? I
And
do
in
believe
his
in
words,
that.
he was pursued by
Being
grace.
able to choose
And that made me
treatment instead of
interested in
jail
public service
does make
because I
sense
feel
to
like
me.
everyone
It does.
should have that same right
That makes
to be
sense.
pursued by
But
grace.
there should be some sort of
And
way to
then
make sure that they
got
are
married.
actually doing
My husband's
treatment.
out there somewhere,
obviously.
hopefully smiling.
Not just like, don't worry, I'll get
And
better.
our daughter. And our daughter was born. I had this expectation we are going to have this perfect
Shooting
birth.
people
And she was
isn't
really
normal
sick.
behavior.
And she couldn't
Well,
swallow.
according
and she
to
was
the
in and out of
Dems,
hospitals for a
shooting
year and a
people
half.
is just
But when she was born,
One of
they
my
had a
favorite
rule in
things
place
is
that you got kicked out of the hospital
when
in
asked
24
what
hours.
guns
She was in intensive
Beto
care.
would ban, he went,
And I was kicked
anything
out.
designed
and
to
I thought,
kill
this
people.
could never happen to any other mom again.
Well,
So I
the
went to
first guns were
legislature,
designed for
our
like
state legislator, not an elected
I
official.
mean, we
and
already,
mom.
I
And
guess, yes,
advocated for
hunting,
one of the
but
first
they were
laws in
also
the
like,
country
even during the
guaranteeing new moms and their
Revolutionary
babies
War,
a
muskets were
48-hour
designed to kill
hospital stay.
people.
And when they tried
So
to
you want to
delay
even ban
the
muskets.
implementation of that
You want to ban
law,
everything.
I
You can
brought
kill people with
6
knives. It's
pregnant
you're gonna need a
friends to the
license to
conference
own a
committee, So they
spoon.
outnumbered the lobbyists 2 to 1.
It's
and
an
when they
assault
said, when
spoon.
should it take place, they all
It's
raised
got
their hands
salt
and
in
said
it.
now.
It's a salt
That
spoon.
is what motivated me to go into public service. And when I got to that gridlock of Washington, D.C., and got
For
to
me, I'm
work
confused about
and
why
pass
prisons
over
were
100
detention, not
bills, and I know
rehabilitated.
a
I
lot
think
of my
there needs
friends
to
here
be.
from the left,
I
but
think
remember,
there needs to
I
be
am
a
from the
good
middle of the
balance.
country.
Because
And I believe if
I
we're going
think
to get
that there
things
does
done,
need to be
that we have to have
punishment.
someone leading
Because
the
if you don't
ticket
punish
with
people
grit.
for things,
Someone's going to not
people will
just
do
change
them.
the policies,
It's sad, but it's like
change the
it's
tone
like
in the
piracy
country,
with
and someone
movies and
who
stuff.
believes
There's no
in
punishment,
America
so
and believes
everyone
it
does
from
it.
their heart
And you may
because of
say it
where
doesn't hurt
they came
anyone,
from,
but
that
there's a lot of
everyone
different
should have
things that you
that
can
same
say that for that
opportunity.
don't directly
Senator,
hurt
thank you.
people and still
Secretary
should be
Castro.
illegal. Embezzlement and stuff.
Thank you,
need
George,
to
to
have.
Jorge, to
You're not
Lindsay,
going to
and
bring
to David,
someone who just
and to all of
embezzled
y'all for
$10,000
tuning in
from a
tonight.
school
In many ways, I
and
shouldn't
be
be here on
like,
this stage.
we'll
you know,
rehabilitate
Castro
you.
is
It's
my
gonna
mother's
be okay.
name
We'll teach you
and
not
was
to
my
steal
grandmother's
money.
name before
No.
her. I
Drugs,
grew up
that
in a
makes sense
single-parent
to me.
household on the west side of San
Rehabilitation.
Antonio.
Do I think they should
going to
do
the public
a
schools.
California-style handout
Eventually,
free
my
needles to
brother
everyone?
Joaquin and I
No,
became the
because
first in
then
our
they're just
family
going to keep
become
shooting up. That's not going to
professionals.
fix anything. You
And
got to have
when I
like
got home, I
a
took a job at
contained
the biggest law
rehab
firm in
center.
town.
Not
I
like
was making
you walk
$100,000
free,
a year
but
in
not
the year
like
2000.
you're in bars.
A few
you
months
know?
later, I got
or
elected
like
to San
you're
Antonio
in
City
bars
Council,
for
and the
a
city
tenth
council
of the
at the time
time.
was only paying
And you have to
$1,040
show
a year. So everybody had
whatever.
a job, and my job was at the law firm.
Prisons are for illegal free labor.
Well, a few
in the
months
case
after
of
I got
Kamala
elected,
Harris, that is true.
The law firm got a client, and the client wanted those of us on the city council to vote for a land deal. The land deal was that they wanted to build a golf course over our water supply because we relied on an underground aquifer. I didn't think the environmental protection plan was strong enough, so I wanted to vote against it, and my constituents wanted me to vote against it. But under the ethics rules for lawyers in Texas, because believe it or not, lawyers have ethics rules, you can't just go against the interests of a client, so I was stuck.
Yikes.
On the one hand, I wanted to do the right thing. On the other hand, my livelihood, my student loans, my new house payment, my my car payment
My
depended
fully
on me
automatic
shutting up,
anti-train
being
ghost grenade
conflicted
launcher
out.
with a bump stock
So one
and
day
3
I walked
milli
into my law
magazine
firm
clip won't be taken
and I
from me.
quit my job.
You know what?
And then
I
went and
will
voted against
support
that land
assault
deal
weapons
on
are
the city
already
council.
illegal in like the vast majority of cases, so those aren't really a problem. Bump stocks, I'll support a ban on bump stocks.
It was the first test
Fine.
that I had, and I think back to that.
Fine, you
because
don't
oftentimes we
need
think of politics and you
bump
think of
stocks
politics as dirty
aren't a part of the
or corrupting.
gun. It's like
I
a
wondered
modification
before I
you
went
put
in it
onto it,
whether
so
it
I
would
don't think
change
that
who I
really
was.
infringes your
And I
Second
was
Amendment
proud
rights.
that when
That's
that
just me.
first test came,
I think
that I
silencers and stuff
stood
should be
up
allowed
for the people that I was there to
silencers
represent, and
really
not for
only
big special interests.
if you're within like
There's
a mile,
nobody
you'll
that
still
gets
hear it. It
tested
just
more
keeps it from going for like
in a
10
position of public
miles.
trust
People don't really
than the
understand
President of the
silencers.
United
Movies
States.
movies make them seem so
This
efficient
president
when they
has
really
failed
just
that
aren't.
test. But I want you to know that if you elect me president, I won't. I won't serve
I don't know.
anybody
I think
except
Denmark
you
went a
and your
little bit
family.
too. No,
And
that's
together,
Sweden.
we
Sweden,
can
their
create
prisons are like apartments, and
America
it's
that's
like
better
no,
than
that's
ever.
terrible.
Thank you very much.
Castro, thank you.
It's like you can't make life easier when you're in prison. It shouldn't be a paid leave. It should be.
Texas Southern University
It's
for hosting
but
us
what we
tonight.
have
It was
now
a
isn't
great
good.
crowd.
And for-profit prison should not exist. I agree. I will agree with them on that one.
Debate is over. Our
Oh, it's
coverage
over.
continues with Tom Yamas.
That's sad.
And George, thank you. A great
I
debate
wonder if
tonight
we can
with
like
you and all of our terrific
rewind.
moderators.
Oh,
The
we
debate is over,
can.
as you said, but
Oh,
still
let's
so
skip
much
to
to
random
talk
parts
about
in
and
the
so much
debate.
to watch right now, and we are going to be watching. If Vice President Joe Biden
Parts that I
and
missed.
Secretary Castro have any
Let's
type of
see.
moment there on the stage, it looks like they may not.
They want to let you guys know how proud I am.
You are
to
not
be
the
a
people I'm looking
TSU
for.
Tiger. Yes, Texas Southern. Incredible place.
Here we go. Let's go back to the spicy
that tells
parts.
the truth. I don't make promises that I can't keep. I have people's back, and I believe that to win, you bring people with you, and that is how you govern as well.
That's objectively true. If you
So,
don't p- bring people
You're
with
going
you,
to hear
you're
a
not
lot of
going to win.
ideas up here. Some will be
Smart.
great,
Big
but
brain.
if you see
Big brain
that
moment.
some of them seem a little off track, I've got a better way. If you feel stuck in the middle of the extremes in our politics and you are tired of the noise and the nonsense,
Well, no, I feel like
you've
I'm
got a
stuck
home with
in
me.
the middle,
because I don't
but
want to be
you
the
guys are
president
moving
for
to the
half of America.
extreme.
I want to be the president for all of America.
Well, then why are you standing on that stage? You'd be better off running as a Republican, honestly.
Congressman Beto.
Come on.
It's an honor to be on this debate stage. It is wonderful
got
to be back in Texas,
Beto back
in
here.
Houston, back here at TSU. On August 3rd, in El Paso, Texas, two things became crystal clear for me, and I think produced a turning point
You like
for this
swearing
country.
in public
The
and you
first
want to
is
ban
just
guns.
how dangerous Donald Trump is, the cost
Oh,
and the
of course.
consequence
Of
of
course.
his presidency.
If we-
Racism and violence
So
that
wait.
have long been a part of
Oh,
America
wait.
was
Now
what
that I'm allowed to pause, let's look at something. Okay, so Trump is in office. A dude goes, shoots a bunch of people, and it's like terrible, absolutely horrible, reprehensible behavior. And you blame Donald Trump. Yet when Obama was in office and Sandy Hook happened, nobody was going, "Oh, Obama caused Sandy Hook." No, nobody does that. Nobody does that except for you. You're the only one who goes, "Yes, Orange Man caused shooting because he's orange and a man, and Orange Man bad." It's in such bad taste. Such bad taste. Nobody did that before, like, this year. Why? Why are you like this? Ugh.
welcomed out into the open and directed to my hometown of El Paso, Texas, where 22 people were killed, dozens more grievously injured by a
Terrible.
man carrying a weapon he should never have been able to buy in the first place, inspired to kill by our president.
There's
The
no
second
proof of
is
that.
how
You're just
insufficient
lying.
Our politics
You're
is
just
to meet
that's the
the
thing.
threat
You can
that we have right
It's
now.
very easy to lie to a
bitterness,
crowd of
the
people
pettiness,
and
the
rile them
smallness of
up.
the
A
moment,
lot of
the
politicians did
incentives
that
to attack
actually.
one another
There are a lot
and
of
try to
really
make differences
famous,
without
angry
distinctions,
politicians who would
mountains
lie
out of
and
molehills. We have
blame
to be
people
bigger.
for
We have to
problems,
see
and
clearly.
point at
We
them
have
and
to
say
speak
that we should
honestly,
ban
and
guns
we have
and
to act
speech.
decisively. That's what I want to do
It
for
doesn't
you
go
as
well.
President of the United States.
Usually
Thank
the
you.
person saying they want to ban things out of anger is the one you want to be worried about.
It was over 20 years ago that I was a law student and moved to inner city Newark, New Jersey to serve
You
as
know
a
what, that's
tenants
true.
rights
It's
lawyer
good that
to try
at
to
least
address the
people are
challenges in my
balancing out the
community.
crazy
And
ones.
I was
No, I'll
sobered
agree
by
with that.
the
Running as a Democrat
gun
does make sense
violence,
for that
the
reason.
substandard housing.
I
But it
do
was my
think,
greatest
however,
mentor, a
Tulsi
woman named
Gabbard
Miss Virginia
should have
Jones,
run
who
as a
challenged me. She said,
Republican.
"Boy,
She's too
if
good
all you see in this
for the
neighborhood is
Democrats, and the
problems, that's
DNC is
all there's
treating her
ever gonna be.
horribly. They didn't even
But
let her
you're
onto the debate
stubborn
because
and
they said
defiant
the
and can
polls she
put
was
forth
doing
a
well in
vision that can
weren't
unify people,
sanctioned.
then we can make transformative transformative change. She was a church woman that said, without vision, the people will perish. Well, that's exactly what we did. We created extraordinary unity in our community, and we did things that other people thought was impossible. That's the story of America. At our best, we unify. We find common cause and common purpose.
So let's stop splitting the country apart and let's stop this not my president BS. Let's get stuff done, get Congress working together, and we can actually go places. I agree, Corey. Let's do it. Bam, let's go. Oh, you're running for president. You're not as a congressman going to work together. That's ridiculous. You're only going to work together if you're in charge. Yang gang.
In America today, everything revolves around the almighty dollar. Our schools, our hospitals, our media, even our government.
Yes, because
it's why we don't trust our institutions.
Okay. I hate this. This has got to be the most annoying thing ever. The dollar was literally created to represent value. Not something specific, just value in general. It's just like a coin, just like a block of gold, just like hours of work. It's value. It's the amount of value something has to people. So yes, everything revolves around it because everything has value. That's the stupidest outlook Oh no, everything revolves around money because money is the definition of value that we chose for the world. We don't base things on I can't even think of anything else I would base it on. We used to trade things. They used to be their own value. But money made it much easier to quantify. It's not like money is evil because it's green or something. It's just a way that we simplify things. That's it. We simplify things using money. And you know what? Money has brought more people out of poverty. It's brought more people into specialized jobs. It's brought more people into education than like anything. Come on, Yang. You can do better.
Institutions anymore. We have to get our country working for us again instead of the other way around. We have to see ourselves as the owners and shareholders of this democracy rather than inputs into a giant machine. When you donate money to a presidential campaign, what happens? The politician spends the money on TV ads and consultants, and you hope it works out.
Yes, because you're giving them value.
It's time to trust ourselves more than our politicians. That's why I'm going to do something unprecedented tonight. My campaign will now give a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for an entire year to 10 American families, someone watching this at home right now. If you believe that you can solve your own problems better than any politician, go to yang2020.com and tell us how $1,000 a month
giving out money like a lottery
that.
In that.
This is how we get our country working for
he's
us
literally
again,
buying
the
votes.
American people.
Wait, rewind. Yang, the world shouldn't revolve around money. Wants people to vote for him because he's going to give money to 10 lucky Americans. How can you not see just how over the past 10 seconds that was the most self-contradictory thing that you Oh god. Okay, that's enough for today. I need to sleep, but I'm probably going to make videos on specific parts of this debate in the future. But that may have actually been the most brain dead thing I've heard in a long time. Money bad, so vote for me because I'll give you money. Pizza bad. Soda unhealthy. So today we're giving 10 lucky people a lifetime supply of Coca-Cola. Sugar kills, but don't forget, it also has thrills. Clink. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Oh, it's so brain dead. Okay, see you all. What is life?